To see this project from the very first day that we started and to see the condition that it was in and to see this now is really something. Hello, welcome back. I'm Dwayne Martin with Harmon Construction, Business Development Manager. We're back at 215 East Bascowan Street in Winchester for the big reveal. And we're pleased now to bring it to a conclusion and excited to show you around. Before we go inside, we'll show you a bit from the outside. But if you remember when we started, there was a really skinny sidewalk that went parallel to the house here. We tore it all out. We poured a new sidewalk, brought it up to grade so we don't have an awkward step going into the house. Brought the stairs down from the upstairs, a small deck going out from the upstairs bedroom. Really pleased with how the outside of the house turned out. But come on up to the porch to check out some of these details. If you remember from the first video that we did before we even started demo, this porch, to say it was falling apart would maybe be an understatement. So we had to take the whole porch off and rebuild it, put a new black metal roof onto it, put boards down to match the early 1900s, the way the porch was put together back then. Didn't overlook any details, but just could not be more happy with how this turned out. The green door is original to the house. We did get approval from the Board of Architectural Review to put a new door in, and the owner of the house was like, you know, this door's been here since the house was built. So I mean, the detail you see, it's original. Well, welcome inside. If you remember from the initial videos that we did in this space, this had a dividing wall here, a door space here with a very old electrical panel that sat here. Of course, all that's gone. Took the wall down, we put a supporting beam in up top. And one of the focal points of the house when we first started that everybody commented on was the stained glass window in this wall. The painstaking efforts that went into keeping that stained glass intact, unbroken through demo and rebuild. It was like the front door, it was well worth the effort put into it. But if you take a look at this space in here, we opened it all up. It flows into a nice, small eat-in kitchen. So the small kitchen was a very difficult space to work with. How do we fit an entire kitchen into this space? Well, through design build and working with the owners, we came up with a kitchen layout that works. Some of the neat ideas that came from the owners, like especially this little eating area here with the live edge wood table. Really cool little features that make this space really special. So looking how the space flows in here, comes out probably one of my favorite parts of the house. It's duplicated upstairs in the bedroom as well, but it's this breakfast nook. The windows that were originally in the house, they were not salvageable. We went through and tried to see what we could do, but they just simply were not salvageable. But it really made an inviting space for right in this corner. The newel post and the spindles, the stairs, the risers, all this is original to the house. The crew that we used at Harmon came in and we restored these. So during the last video we did of the house, we couldn't go out because this wasn't completed yet, but we now have a door that gives us egress from the upstairs, but it also gives a small deck on the outside of the house with a nice view of a pretty big backyard. There used to be a dividing wall here. So we had bedroom. We opened this up to make a very open, inviting space. With the, I guess downstairs we call it a breakfast nook, but in the upstairs bedroom, it's a very inviting small space. One of the really notable parts about the project was the original floor. It was covered with some vinyl, it was covered with some carpet. Obviously none of that was usable anymore. So what we did is we laid a 1/4-inch luan down across the entire second story and the first story, leveled it out, gave a nice even plane, and then laid a very durable luxury vinyl tile. Laid that down throughout the space to bring it back to give it that hardwood look. It was a great choice for the application required. So going back 2 years, the very first time we looked at this project, the house was falling apart, literally. The front porch was coming apart. The inside of the house was just in a state of disrepair that you look at the project saying, can this be done? Well, of course it can be. With some vision, with some time, with some effort, and a great team, anything can be done.